Hey guys, so check this out. So Virgin Galactic stock is actually up following the earnings call yesterday. This is the first time that after an earnings call we've traded upwards, and we're actually up 8.4%. So that's quite significant. We're at $34.15. And this is one of the reasons why I personally like to hold long term and avoid trying to trade the stock in the short term, because although we can get it right sometimes, we can't get it right every single time. So for example, a lot of people thought that after this earnings the stock was going to drop significantly, so a lot of people actually sold the stock before the earnings, hoping to buy in when it drops. But this just demonstrates to you that we can't get it right all the time. It's actually gone up in value, so this is one of the reasons why I like to hold long term. Anyway, the earnings was actually really exciting. We had a lot of good news, and what I'm going to do is just flick through the earnings presentation and just go through some of the exciting parts and the important points and just go through that with you. So let's have a look. The first point is this. This is quite important. So we've actually got 900,000 more social media followers after the actual Unity 22 flight. So that's the one with Richard Branson in it. And the reason why that's important is because more attention equals more investors, and not only more investors but also more potential customers who can fly to space. So more social media followers is good news for Virgin Galactic. So this is really exciting. So one of the most important bits of news that actually caused the stock price to go up today, I think, is the fact that we are reopening sales of the Virgin Galactic tickets. Now, the reason why this is important is because we're going to start creating revenue again if we're selling tickets. And not only that, a lot of people thought that the actual price of the tickets was going to go down, but obviously demand is extremely high now, and you can see that prices are beginning at $450,000 per ticket for the private astronauts. So for the microgravity research and professional astronaut training, the actual price per ticket hasn't changed, so it's still at $600,000 per ticket, which is great. But previously, the private astronaut or the commercial flights, sorry, not commercial flights, I mean the actual customers who want to fly to space, was around 250,000, but that's increased to about 450,000 now. And that's beginning at that level. I think that the multi-seat packages and the full flight buyouts is going to be a lot more expensive than 450,000, probably above 500,000 per ticket. So really exciting news. The increase in price just demonstrates one thing and one thing only, and that is that the demand is strong for Virgin Galactic's flights. So that's very exciting, and personally I think that's why the stock price is actually trading upwards today. But lots of other good news, so check this out. So Unity 23 is actually the third test flight in the flight test program, and then we've got Unity 24, which is the fourth test flight in the flight test program, and this is from the Q1 2021 earnings. So what's quite exciting is that we've moved things forward. So for the third test flight, originally Richard Branson was going to be in the third flight, but obviously that happened in the second flight. And what we can see now is that the third test flight is going to demonstrate microgravity research and professional astronaut training, which was supposed to be the fourth flight. So we've moved this up into the third flight now. And what's even more exciting is that we are going to see a full revenue flight. And the reason why this is exciting is this is the first time that Virgin Galactic is going to really create some real serious revenue for the company, and this will happen in 2021. I'm sure 6 months ago a lot of people doubted Virgin Galactic, thinking that there's no chance we'll be able to generate revenue before 2022, but check this out. I'm pretty sure that the third test flight is going to happen in 2021. I reckon it's going to happen late August, and this is going to be a full revenue flight. And because it's microgravity research astronaut training, each ticket is going to cost $600,000, so we're going to generate a lot of revenue, millions of dollars, for this test flight alone. So very exciting news. Again, another reason why the stock price is up. People are really seeing light at the end of the tunnel now, and for those of us who got in early, we're likely to benefit from this. But personally, like I always say, hold long term. This could potentially seem very cheap in the future. $34. Okay, so and then we've got Unity 25, which is the first actual flight where we've got private astronaut commercial service. So this is the first flight after the flight test program, and I think that is expected to happen in early 2022. Okay, so moving on to fleet expansion, they didn't write too much in the actual presentation, which I wish they did write a bit more, because they said some really important things. And obviously they're focusing on scaling production capabilities. They want to build more spaceships, rocket motors and motherships. But one of the important things that they were focusing on is, in order to increase the number of flights, rather than just creating more spaceships, one of the things they said was they want to improve the turnaround time. And they're actually creating this thing called, I think it was called the Eve program or something, where by 2022, mid 2022, they hope to improve the turnaround time for the VMS Eve so much that they can actually fly 100 flights per year per spaceport for each VMS Eve. So what that means is about 2 flights per week, so that's a significant reduction in the turnaround time compared to currently, where it's about 4 to 5 weeks fastest. Okay, so that's one of the important things. So they want to reduce the turnaround time rather than trying to just build more spaceships. And one of the ways is to actually improve the maintenance side of things, which usually takes a long time, but they want to reduce that. Okay, so in terms of cash, very important thing again, showing that we've got good demand for this company, is that the actual 500 million stock offering has been completed. They've managed to issue 13.7 million shares at $36.39. And obviously that's taken our cash and cash equivalents to above $1 billion. Because if you remember, in December 31st, we had around $660 million, and we've spent about $60 million in Q1, $60 million in Q2. So we were at around $550 million, but with an extra $500 million, we're above $1 billion now for the first time in cash and cash equivalents. So we've literally got a huge amount of cash to spend in scaling production and keeping the company afloat until we become revenue generating, which seems like it's quite soon now, early 2022. So great news for Virgin Galactic. I think they timed everything perfectly. Ultimately, a lot of people weren't too happy because the stock price went down, but ultimately you're now invested in a company which has a much stronger balance sheet, and I feel a lot more comfortable knowing that we've got over $1 billion in our cash and cash equivalents. Yeah, so not much more to be said about that. So that's pretty much it. I think the most important bits of news were the fact that they are really serious about focusing on improving the turnaround time by having this VMS program where they want to improve the maintenance and allow the turnaround time to be about 3 to 4 days per flight for the VMS Eve, allowing us to actually have enough flights to generate some meaningful revenue. So that's the first point. The second point is that we are going to have a full revenue flight likely in August, maybe September if it's later. So that's very exciting. And the third thing is we're reopening ticket sales. So that's very, very exciting. Prices beginning at $450,000. Now, the fourth test flight in this flight test program is Unity 24, and this will be the third fully crewed flight. And I think that there's going to be something special in this flight. I don't think they'll leave it as boring as just a fully crewed flight. I think they're going to include some VIPs in this flight. I think there's going to be some celebrities on it. That's my guess anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.